The almighty Prince Vegeta!
What's good, people? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video, and today I'm going to be going over the best teams to use for the upcoming PvP event, Legends Battle Royale Extreme. So if you're unsure what this is coming at reset, by the way. So basically, 3 times a day, you can play a match in this event using only extreme characters, and I believe it's up to 10 days, let me see. So yeah, so you get free entry tickets from PvP across 10 days. So you get to play 30 matches in total, 3 matches a day. You start off with 15,000 points. If you win, you get 500. If you lose, you get minus 500. And depending on the amount of points that you end up with, you can exchange those points for rewards. So there's going to be CC. I'll go down to the rewards now. So CC, slot erasers, energy, all your usual stuff really. And as I said, you can only use extreme characters. So for most people, this is going to be outside of their comfort zone. I know most people don't usually use extreme characters because they aren't usually as powerful as Sparkins. So I'm going to make your life a whole lot easier and go over the best teams to use for this event. I will show you guys some teams with Zenkais and some teams without Zenkais, because obviously some of you guys aren't going to have access to those characters and maybe don't have the energy to farm them. So don't worry too much, I'm sure there will be at least one team for you in this video. Now, a good thing about this event, you won't have to worry about what stars your characters are at, because all characters will be at level 5,014 stars, as you can see here. So even if you've got a character at 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, whatever, they will be automatically put in this event at 14 stars. So you're not going to have to worry too much about that. However, with the Zenkai Awakening, if you don't have a unit at Zenkai 7, they will be at your current Awakening rank. So if you've got a Zenkai 3 extreme character, they are only going to be usable at Zenkai 3 in the event as well. So do be careful of that. But it is currently Legends Weekend until tomorrow. So if you do want to farm any of your EX units, get them up to Zenkai 7 and soul boost them, I would recommend doing it now, because obviously being Legends Weekend, you get additional resources and all that stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let me jump into the teams I've made and show you the best teams in my opinion for this event. So, team number 1, and the team that I'd actually recommend using, and the team I'm going to be using myself, is this Frieza Force team. Now, I do understand it is pretty resource heavy. 2 out of the 3 characters are Zenkais, so if you don't have a lot of energy, you don't have Frieza or Ginyu anywhere near Zenkai 7, I would recommend going for another team in this video. But if you do have the resources, or you do have them at Zenkai 7, this is the setup that I'd recommend the most. You have Robbery there for his Rising Rush control, obviously having endurance whenever your opponent rushes, regardless of the timer counts, you can bring him in. You have Frieza, who has 276k blast attack for an extreme unit, which is insane. He does also buff other Frieza Force allies on one of his uniques as well. And then you also have Ginyu, who has crazy support for the team, and on top of that, he also locks in for 10 counts with his main ability. So if you are facing Robbery, who I do think is going to be a pretty popular option in this event, I think you are going to see him quite a bit, you won't have to worry about his Rising Rush control, because you can switch into Ginyu, pop the main ability and rush whichever unit you want. So really good setup, really good synergy, and with Robbery being on the leader slot, you gain access to a really powerful bench, with Frieza being blue and Ginyu being purple. You can use Fat Boo and Android 14, who both have 50% double Z abilities, which is absolutely insane. And then you also have Goldo there for max base health, so really good setup. As I said, this is the team that I'll be using personally, but I do understand if you don't want to expend all your energy on extreme characters, because this is a temporary event and you don't really want to be prioritizing your energy on extreme characters. So I do get it. You do have the energy spare, or you do have these characters as Zenkai 7, I would definitely recommend going with this team. If not, I'm sure there will be another team in this video for you. Team number 2, and a lot more resource friendly this time, we have the Hero Clan team. Now, for the exact same reason I went with Robbery in the leader slot in the last team, I've gone with Bujin in the leader slot in this team, because Bido, Goku are both being blue or purple. They of course have access to the Android 14 and Fat Boo double Z abilities. Now you can go with either Bujin or Zangya. The other one will be on bench, because they do give a triple Z ability to Hero Clan. Zangya giving 28% to blast attack and defense, and also an extra 19% to blast defense. So you will have one of them on the bench, one of them in leader slot. But I did go with Bujin, because very similarly to Captain Ginyu, if I can click it there, he does actually give no switching for 10 counts as well. So no switching, I think, is going to be a really important ability in this event. Then you also have Goku, who has absolutely insane stats for a extreme unit after transforming. 287k strike attack, 263k blast attack, and then 172 and 177k strike and blast defense respectively. So really good stats. Then you also have Bido, who does he support? I'm pretty sure this guy supports, right? He does pretty good strike damage. So he gets 80% damage himself. And then, yeah, so whenever he switches out, restores health by 10%, plus 20% on strike damage, and then 20% to general damage inflicted as well. So he actually gives 40% to strike damage, 20% to normal damage, and also heals 3 times. So once again, really good synergy, really good Z abilities, and I do think this team is going to be another really popular one that you will see in this event quite a bit. Next up, we have the blue-blue-purple setup, which in my opinion is going to be the most popular team in this event. So you have Yajirobe in leader slot. He does give 22% to max base health and critical. If you don't know what Yajirobe does, when your opponent has 50% or less health on one of his characters, you bring in Yajirobe, he locks them in, he draws a blue card, and he gets 100% more damage to that blue card, which is crazy. He hits like an absolute truck. To help with that ability, he shortens his own sub count by 2, he shortens his allies sub count as well, and he also restores his own vanishing gauge by 60% 3 times, which is really, really good. Heals up on his green as well, heals his allies by 10% each time. You can do that 3 times. So Yajirobe, straight off the bat, if you don't have him, it's not worth running this team because he is the core center of this team. Next, we have Jiren, one of the only extreme units to have blast armor. Really good stats, super powerful this Jiren, so you're definitely going to want to use him. And then of course we have Goku, who I've already spoken about. Absolutely insane stats once he's transformed, and one of the best extreme units in the game, no doubt. Now, if you don't have Jiren or you don't have Goku, there are plenty of other options that you can go with this obviously being a colour setup. You've got Zenkai Frieza, you've got Zenkai Cell. You could even go with this Super Baby 2, who isn't a bad unit at all. Even the brand new Extreme Gohan. But as long as you do have Yajirobe and then either Goku or Jiren, you can replace one of the others. So yeah, once again, you do have the crazy Z abilities from Fat Boo and Android 14. And then because Yajirobe is in the leader slot, the whole team does also gain access to Master Roshi's Z ability, who at 14 stars gives 30% to double offense. So once again, really good setup. You are throwing synergy out the window and just going for 3 really powerful units, but I do think this team is going to be really popular. Definitely a team that I do think you should consider using. Final team, and I have gone with this Frieza Saga setup. So Robbery, of course, in there for his Rising Rush control and his endurance. We have then got Zenkai Krillin and Namek Goku. Now, if you don't know what this Krillin does, he's got absolutely insane support capabilities. He's also got 256k blast attack, which is really good for an extreme unit. But where his value lies is in his support and his death buffs. So why I have him partnered with Goku is when he dies, he gives 15% to damage inflicted, and to Goku specifically, he gives another 15% and 25% to special move damage. So Goku's getting 30% damage there once Krillin dies. He's getting 20% when Krillin switches. He's getting an extra 10% here for 60 counts. So crazy, crazy support from Krillin there. And then Goku himself, I'm sure this unit gets card draw speed somewhere. So he heals 3 times. He's actually a support unit as well, but that's not too bad. There we go, card draw speed for 15 counts on his main. He also buffs his allies as well. So him and Krillin, obviously going to be the damage dealers of the team, buffing each other quite a bit with their uniques. I do wish Goku was like a melee or a ranged unit so he could do a little bit more damage, but this team should still do pretty well with all of the support that Krillin provides, and obviously when he dies, he's going to make Goku's damage go through the roof. So pretty decent setup. You've also got insane Z abilities on the bench. Very similarly to Android 14 and Fat Boo, you have Android 13 and Deborah, who both have 50% double Z abilities. And then you also have Now, who provides 38% to double offense for Frieza Saga units. So really good Z abilities, pretty decent team. I may try this out myself because I do think it will be pretty fun to use and pretty effective as well, to be honest. But this team will be an underdog team. You're not going to see this that often, but I do think it can do pretty well in this event. But if I had to rank these teams, I would probably go with the Frieza Force team first, then probably Blue Blue Purple, then the Hero Clan, and then this setup last. But by no means are any of these setups bad. I think all 4 of these teams can do really well in this event, and I would definitely recommend going with one of these setups. But yeah, those are my 4 best teams for the Battle Royale Extreme event. It is of course coming at reset, so make sure you get your teams ready. As I said, make good use of the happy weekend, utilize those extra resources, and yeah, I hope I've been a big help to you guys. But thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you in the next one.